We're Robin and Steve. In this episode, we'll sail over 1,000 nautical miles in 12 minutes, from Bass Strait to Brisbane, partly because I'm behind on editing. Here we're enjoying our last Tassie moments, before sailing around Australia anti-clockwise. Last Tassie anchorage is Brian's Corner, and it was here that our feet had to say goodbye to Tasmania, Lutruwita. In the past, we've had some hair-raising experiences in the Bass Strait. This time, after some initial tacking, it was smooth sailing until the other end. So we actually enjoyed sailing across the Bass Strait. Best crossing yet. In the months to come, we'll be doing a lot of overnight sailing, so we are in our 4-hour watch schedule, overlapping sometimes for sunset or sunrise. It was cool to think that I was floating above 4 kilometres of water in the pitch black of night. Clouds gathered, and things started to get a bit hairy as we were nearing Eden. After 346 nautical miles, 62 hours at sea, we could finally walk on sand and appreciate some of the local sculptures. This art piece raises so many questions. Closer to the city, Jessie Graham was holding a very impressive sculpture exhibition, which transformed the vacant block near the car park into a vacant block worth seeing. The whole east coast was being smashed by Cyclone Alfred, and here Steve is helping tow some tree-sized logs out of the anchorage. Now that Cyclone Alfred was easing, we treated ourselves to one last cafe breakfast and some kayaking. Soon we were to jump into another multi-night sail to Port Hacking, 200 nautical miles away. We had a few things in our favour this passage: beautiful weather, cool cliffs, dolphins, and some new bread flour, which produced much fluffier bread. Life-changing. We had to motor quite a bit of this passage, but moonlight over smooth seas is pretty special. Here's why we waited a while in Eden. It's hard to predict the exact behaviour of a cyclone, and although well north, this cyclone even affected our weather until now. Not long after passing Port Kembla, we had more dolphins. And eventually, the magnificent cliffs of the Royal National Park, the world's second oldest national park, just south of Sydney. In contrast to the national park to our south, we were about to enter mansion land at Gunnamatta Bay for some reprovisioning. After a dazzling sunset, we watched a lunar eclipse. Well, the clouds covered most of the event, but I think I got the last bit. Our next passage was a day sail. We passed a graveyard with a view to die for, and more excellent cliffs. We saw a huge shark, and here's the famous Bondi in rolly conditions. Hello, Sydney. Goodbye, Sydney. It was 43 nautical miles from Port Hacking to Broken Bay. Broken Bay is massive, and this time we got to explore a bit more of it. Weather warnings had been put out. It was a heat wave. Our destination, a waterfall. Here's Steve having a shower. He likes to shower once a month, whether he needs it or not. And I guess he's kind of doing the laundry at the same time. There's not much better on a scorchingly hot day than a handy waterfall. Next morning, we set off for some rock scrambling in search of another waterfall. Waterfall mission complete, we sailed to get more diesel. In gorgeous conditions and with lots of jellyfish. Soon we had to motor, and we were filling our tanks anyway. Here's a little map recap. First we sailed from Shootin Island, Tasmania to Eden, and then from Eden to Port Hacking to Broken Bay, where we'll stay a while to explore the Great Northern Walk and the many other great trails around here. Through the combination of anchoring the sailboat and kayaking, we could access different entry points for the Great Northern Walk, a vast wilderness that's right close to the city. Here's where we turned back around and went straight back here, where it was perfect conditions for doing silks. No wind, no waves, which incidentally won't happen again for a very long time due to rough conditions. We wanted one last shower before setting off on our multi-day trip to Coffs Harbour. So this time we showered at the bottom and bathed at the top, with a view of our boat. Farewell, perfect glassy calm conditions. In this part of the world, we were dodging ships as we fought against the East Australian current, and shifting winds kept us busy too. By day, we'd watch the east coast of New South Wales roll by, and we were kept busy day and night changing sails as the winds shifted. We did stop briefly in Coffs Harbour, but the footage is missing and the weather was hideous anyway. So let's just carry on to Queensland. Here's the Gold Coast, which was battered by Cyclone Alfred and then more storms, with more to come. Crossing the bar was a little rolly, with strong currents, but we had no problems. We could see the fallout from Cyclone Alfred, and with another flood warning on the way, we did our grocery shopping and then got out of there. With the Stradbroke Islands there to shelter us from the worst weather, we could explore. It was a good chance to head to the other side, on a rough trail marked by old thongs, hung in trees, leading us to vast sand dunes and what looked like middens. weather was going to get ugly. And with flood warnings in place, we decided to stop at Slip Sands, out of the worst current, and with plenty of sand on which to play and dance. Storm passed and we wove our way under power lines and over sandbars to the Brisbane area. We stopped at Peel Island and then headed to the very place where we bought our boat, Scarborough Marina, this time just to top up our fuel tanks. Just to our left is where we met our boat. With yet more flood warnings in place, we headed to Bribie Island, and that's where we'll leave off. In just 12 minutes, we've covered more than 1,000 nautical miles from Tassie to Brisbane. Next time we'll keep hooning, but we will stop to snorkel and walk as we make our way around Australia, anti-clockwise.